Hello, and welcome to Doobies. What's up? It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I just finished dinner. Smoking me a nice fatty and getting ready to wind down for the day. Um, I had a talk with a young, 25, 26 fella today. And he's surprised that um, I understand where he's coming from. He finds it a little bizarre that an old timer understands where he's coming from and speaks his language. And we brought up this thought again about the generation gap and how the onset of technology um, has accelerated and broadened that generation gap. Here's the thing: there's portions of that gap that are inescapable. Every generation of humans should be a more highly evolved version of humans than the last one. So there's always going to be a certain percentage of the generation gap that's unavoidable, as it should be. But there's a huge portion of the generation gap that is not unavoidable. In fact, it's entirely avoidable, and it is beneficial to the survival of the human race to avoid it. The more you, the old gray hair, can evolve as a human continuously throughout your life, the more genetic data you can be able to put into the universe that's evolving successfully in a good direction. Because there's plenty of evolutionary cul-de-sacs. So if you're one of these people that don't understand today's music or think the only thing kids are good for is turning a PDF into a file you can read, showing you how to use tech, then you're part of the problem. There's goddamn kids swinging their hips to Elvis and acting like hooligans. Shut the fuck up. If I hear one more person my age cry about how self-entitled and blah 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 fucking millennials are, I'm gonna kick them right squat on their reproductive organs. Ow! Just like that. Fuck off. You sound exactly like my fucking grandpa. Oh, you shit in the toilet your whole life, never had to trot out to the outhouse or burn rendered pig fat in your fucking lantern to do your schoolwork on a chalkboard. Shut the fuck up. She walked 2 miles to school and she was made out of cardboard and 8 feet of snow. Couldn't buy crack cocaine when I was a kid. We had to rock that shit up ourselves and freebase it. Fuck off. On the other side of that, millennials, we didn't get where we are by being a bunch of dumb fucks. You will soon discover that not everything you think is a good idea is a good idea. And then, as Neil Young put it, concessions and possessions aren't always what they seem. It's not always easy to make those deals in the days it used to be. You are going to make mistakes and you are going to fuck shit up, same as we did. Same as our parents did, same as our grandparents did. The question isn't whether or not we left you a fucking shitty mess. Of course we did. The same shitty mess we inherited. The question is, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You going to learn from our mistakes, or are you going to repeat our mistakes? In order to learn from our mistakes, you might want to figure out how and why we made them. Or is this just another case of youth is wasted on the young? So, one of the keys, one of the tools that I find to be elemental and transgenerational is music. Music is trans everything. It's transcultural, transgenerational, translingual. Music is fucking universal. I think someone who has never heard music before would respond to music as music. So that's one of the big tools. And you combine that with this. And I've thought about putting together a video once I get better at playing with this editor. And I'm putting together a series of videos talking about different musical influences that were powerful and important, not just in the music industry, but in a social manner, on a social level. And musicians and or groups that just truly influence society, good or bad. I'm just not sure how to do it and include the music without getting in trouble for using other people's music and so on and so forth. So I'm not sure how all that works. I have to look into it. But it's one of the things we can use to alleviate this generation gap so that we can impart what we've learned from our mistakes upon this younger generation. And so that this younger generation can, learn from the fuck ups we made and share with us what they're learning, what they're knowing, their way of seeing the universe. Because it's on a higher level than ours. It just is. It has to be. Evolution is not a theory, it's an observable fact. The stimulus and control mechanisms of evolution is a matter of theory. Natural selection, as put forth by Darwin, is one of the many theories around it. It's probably the most correct. Often misunderstood, though, nature does not favor the strongest. Evolution is not a case of the strong will survive. If that was true, we'd still have dinosaurs. Only the most adaptable survive, which is what Buddha is trying to teach you. In order to be adaptable, you need to be able to lose anything about yourself and still survive. A cockroach with no legs can still lay eggs, and perpetuate. They will survive. They will adapt. And that's what evolution is, the most adaptable. Because the stimulus can't be controlled. The stimulus is out of control. The stimulus is random. And evolution is caused by pressure. So the more lessons we can pass on to the younger generation about how to respond to pressure by evolving, by adapting, the better it is for the entire human race. So keep that in mind. A generation gap can be a negative thing, or it can be an opportunity of sharing and learning between the generations. It just depends on what you want to do with it. It's inevitable either way. Well, this is a short one, but I'm bound for bed. And this has been one nice joint and one episode of Doobies with Doug.